Alright folks, hello, another week, another draft. Gonna do another Midnight Hunt draft this time from Innistrad. I've been enjoying it quite a bit. Certainly better than Adventures into the Forgotten Realm, but anyways, that's neither here nor there. Let's jump right into our first pack, and we have quite a few good cards to choose from. Our rare being the Light Up the Night. Pretty good blaze effect, X damage to a creature or player. Basically doesn't have flashback, but you never know. Cathartic Pyres, another really good one. Solid removal spell. Winter Thorn Blessing, one of my favorite cards in the format. Blue-green, really, really solid. And then we have like the Organ Hoarder. I think those are the four best cards. Bunch of other playables. Trapper, Flip the Switch, Consider, Gale Drifter. I'm going to go ahead and take the Light Up the Night here. I think a lot of people would probably just first pick Organ Hoarder because it's in a quote-unquote better color. But I don't mind taking a card like Light Up the Night and seeing what we can do. In fact, I'm a little bit tempted to maybe just try to do something different. Werewolves, as funny as that is, are considered... well, I guess red-green in general is considered like the worst color pair in this format. And it's kind of strange because you would think like a format based around werewolves or whatever, you know, the deck would be pretty good. But everybody's trying to draft the blue-black decks and whatnot. I think I'm going to try to avoid that. I'm gonna second pick this Kessig Naturalist. It is a very strong card. I don't think it's the best card in the pack. I think I would reserve that for like Falcon Abomination. Loyal Griff's pretty good too, but let's try to do this. I'm gonna take the Naturalist here and see if we can build a werewolf deck here in Limited. Don't try this at home, as I normally say. Third pick, yeah, we got another good werewolf, the Village Watch. 5 mana, 4/3 haste is not super exciting, but of course, if you do have Night, well, then it's a 5/4 haste for 5, which is much better. Plus, gives all your other wolves and werewolves haste in addition to giving itself haste. So let's try this out. Let's take the Village Watch here. And maybe plan on wheeling, what, a Tireless Hauler or a Brimstone Vandal, something like that. Pick number 4. Best card here is just very easily the Ambition's Farmhand. This card is fantastic. 2 mana, draw a Plains when it ETBs, and then it just turns into a 3/3 lifelink later. Can't really beat that in terms of 2-drop power levels concerned. But like I said, we're going to try to do something different. Try to do something that's not generally considered great. So let's just take this Pestilent Wolf and continue down this game plan. And I'm gonna stick to it. You know. The Nebelgast Intruder, the Baithook Angler, I think those are the 2 best cards in the pack, but once more, I'm going to take a card that is a little bit worse, just because I want to try this out for entertainment purposes. Now, if I don't see another card in the next pack, you know, maybe I see something in blue again that's just leagues better than anything else, sure, I'll consider swapping, but I really want to try to make this work. Okay, and yeah, we got some fine playables here. Brimstone Vandal is surprisingly another okay one in the werewolf deck, just because, you know, it has the day-night trigger itself. So it's nice to be able to play the Vandal, you know, earlier on if you don't have a werewolf, but then it turns into nighttime at some point, and then whenever you play a werewolf after that, it's another way to get the extra day value. All right, I mean, some more good blue stuff going around. I'm going to ignore it. I think Snaring Wolf or Snarling Wolf? Snarling Wolf is a reasonable choice. Yeah, and we'll just see how it goes from there. Alright, well, at this point, we'll just take the Bereaved Survivor. There was a Lunark, whatever it's called, the 1-drop in the previous pack as well, but pretty mediocre pack. Huh, wheeling the Flip the Switch and the Consider is kind of gross. Alright, this is the point where I have to, for lack of a better word, consider taking a blue card here instead of taking Might of the Old Ways, but like I said, I'm going to try to force it. Flip and Consider are both good, and maybe Maybe blue is even open, but remember, this was my initial pack. So somebody took the Organ Hoarder, and then none of the other blue cards got taken. Hey, and we even wheeled the Bird Admirer. Okay, fantastic. I am okay with the route I've decided on. Tireless Hauler on the wheel is fine as well. Some more werewolf shenanigans, but you're looking for cards that allow you to flip it into night rather easily. And what I mean by that is, you know, you want to be able to cast a card that wants it to be night, and then on your following turn, like, pass the turn with an instant open. That's what I mean. So burn spells and other combat tricks are actually pretty useful in this style of deck. And, you know, as much as I kind of meme about it, Stuffed Bear could be it. There, speaking of, Stuffed Bear could be another good card for this deck. Just because if you think about it, you can play the Stuffed Bear early on, then play a card that wants to flip during the night, right? And then on the following turn, you can just activate the bear instead of playing anything. You still get to attack with a 4/4. You're going to turn it into night for your werewolves and other trigger cards, and like maybe that's a thing. This is kind of for science. I do not think Stuffed Bear is a very good card, but that being said, I have seemed to run it in some number of my decks as, oh my gosh, what a pack this is. That is to say, it's awful for us, and we have 3 really, really good black uncommons. I don't think Strangler is very good at all. This team tends to, or rather underperform the majority of the time, but Opportunist is often called the mythic uncommon of the set. Really, really busted. Dreadhound, another fantastic one. And then the Scoundrel is solid, but maybe not on the same level as Opportunist and Dreadhound. The only card here for me is like the Pestilent Wolf, so I am probably supposed to take the Opportunist here and consider splashing it. Yeah, just I think that's the easy pick. Nothing really much else there. And you know what? We could even take this Haunted Ridge now for a little bit of fixing for the Opportunist if I wanted. That doesn't seem crazy. I'm not losing much in red or green. Then there goes another Scoundrel. There's also Evolving Wilds, but yeah, I'm okay to take the Haunted Ridge here and see if we can leverage that a little bit. Okay, Abomination here. Let's take this Howl of the Hunt. This is another card I've been surprisingly happy with, and especially in the werewolf deck, this is the kind of card I'm talking about, where you get to pass your turn, turn it into night, flip your werewolves, and then still do something. So this is a surprisingly good combat trick in my experience. Yeah, and okay, I mean, I'll be the first to say I should have been in blue, but yeah, that ship has sailed, and I'm kind of stuck in my ways now. So we have like a Perforator here or a Snarling Wolf. We might take Bramble Armor on the wheel, but let's just take another wolf here. Okay, Stolen Vitality is actually another pretty solid card in this type of deck. I like this much more in like the red-black aggro decks, but in red-green it's still going to be solid enough, I think. Another card that I think doesn't get enough love is the Neonate's Rush, especially if you are running any number of vampires. This card tends to be a huge overperformer, especially since it cycles, but I think I like taking the Vitality here first. I'm not even going to consider the Bonnet. It's not going to have any synergy in my deck right now. Maybe it would later, but I don't think this is the right deck for that one. Okay, we got a Ruffian and a Silverbolt. I'm going to take another creature here and another werewolf that gets pretty swole. Okay, Timberland Guide, perfectly reasonable. I don't know how many Hungry for More we've actually seen. I mean, this requires a very specific deck, but I feel like this is the 4th or more. Anyway, just observation. Okay, yeah, another Bird Admirer, pretty good. Bird Admirer overperforms as well. Lots of overperformers in this format, but this blocks basically all of the flyers that can kind of just poke through you and annoy you. And of course, as a werewolf, we do get that extra night to day ability. So, what are we looking at now? We wield the Ren Careless, no big deal there. Red-White, I think, is another really underperforming color pair. I think Red-White and Red-Green are usually considered the two worst, with Red-Green maybe edging it out. I don't know. Either way, Pestilent Wolf is fine. And the nice thing is, if you look at a lot of our creatures, they have some, activated abilities as well. So on some of the turns, if I have a, as we get the last few picks here, don't really matter. Like on a turn after I've played a werewolf, we can activate the Snarling Wolf, for example, and we still get value out of our mana while not casting any spells necessarily for transform purposes. So anyways, one more pack to go. Hopefully we can get some good stuff to kind of shore things up, as this was more of a test draft. Opened a Dennick, Pious Apprentice, another really solid card. Blue-white I think is fantastic in the format. We need some more removal. This is what we're looking for. Burn the Accursed and any Moon Slashes, Moon Fire Slashes, Moon Rager Slash, something like that. Whatever that card is. We haven't found any of the 3 damage burn spell. Oh yeah, but this card is nice. One of the better green cards in the format for sure. 3 mana, 3/3 Trampler. It has a built-in ability to just make it night very easily, right? For 4 mana, you can put a 1/1 counter on a creature, so it's kind of like a combat trick that doesn't require you to cast a spell. One of the best werewolves in my opinion, and certainly going to be my choice here. Farmer is very good, but it is maybe not correct in this deck. Yeah, I mean, it's still like a 3 mana, 2/3 that draws a card. I just don't think it has enough synergy, so maybe I'm supposed to just take this Infiltrator instead. But I don't. Normally, I would never consider taking the Harvesttide Infiltrator over Eccentric Farmer. In fact, there are very few cards I'd normally pass Eccentric Farmer for, but in this scenario, I think it's correct. Yeah, another Farmer too. But is it even right to take here? Like, I'd much rather just have another combat trick in this deck. We already have more than enough creatures. We kind of just want like instant speed tricks and stuff to really leverage our day to night cards, because we have what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 currently. 8 cards that just want to push it into night. We'll take the Farmer, but okay. Yeah, that's a good one. Shadow Beast Sighting is quite strong. I've been happy with that card time and time again. But because my removal is actually a little bit shallow, I think I might go with the Bolt here. Just so some extra ways to push through. Oh, wow. Okay. Well, that's too bad that this pick is kind of late, but Fangblade Brigand is another fantastic one. Very similar to the Hound Tamer, right? It has a built-in way to use your mana without casting a spell, and yeah, fantastic. We were really looking for those fight or punch effects. I mean, Clear Shot doesn't go very late since it's so good, but I think it's called Duel for Dominance is usually a card you can pick up relatively early. That's the 3-1 instant that, you fight a creature with one of your creatures, and then if you have Coven, your creature gets +1/+1. But not sure we saw any of those, so right now we're looking at Might of the Old Ways, Vitality, which is surprisingly good on defense, Howl of the Hunt, Burn. Those are our instants. So yeah, I would really like to pick up like 1 or 2 more if we can. 2 more packs we haven't seen yet. Nothing there. I guess Electric Revelation. Oh, you know what? This is probably playable in the deck. Something to do on the opponent's turn while still allowing us to, cast a spell and transform our werewolves if we want to. Although, I've actually been super happy with Sentry too. It's actually just kind of hard to block. when you do have Coven, and then I have ways to like pump it up as well. So this is kind of interesting. I mean, I already have a ton of creatures, but yeah, you know what? I'll still take the Sentry there. Don't think I'll be playing a third Snarling Wolf. So let's take like the Candle Guide for sideboard exile. Don't really need any of these. Don't need a second Tireless Hauler. Okay, a second Stolen Vitality or now the Bramble Armor. And again, I think the instant speed trick is what we're going to want to choose. All right, not terrible. This was, again, more of a test as to red-green. So this was... I wouldn't recommend doing this in a draft. Let's put it that way. This was trying something different out. Wow, super late Flesh Taker there too. Am I ever going to run Bramble Armor? I guess that's... you know what? Bramble Armor is another way to utilize my mana without actually casting a spell, so I should have mentioned that earlier. But people often look down on Bramble Armor. And I don't think the card is like amazing or anything, but it actually fits this deck rather well, I would say. So I think I can cut one of the Pestilent Wolves and maybe one of the Snarling Wolves. Let's see how our creature curve looks. Yeah, pretty good creature curve, actually. I mean, I think our deck ended up decent. I don't think it was as good as maybe a blue-red deck I could have drafted was, or just a blue deck in general, but I think this is something that can do some work. So let's add 9 forests, 8 mountains. And yeah, go to round 1 of this Midnight Hunt draft with our red-green werewolves. Aruru. Okay, here's round 1 of this Midnight Hunt draft. We are on the draw, and we have a reasonable enough hand. Opponent on the turn 1 of Voldaren's Stinger. Mono red so far. So my biggest concern here is that when I do play out my Timberland Guide, if they have a Neonate's Rush and they kill my Timberland Guide, I guess I don't have to put the counter on their creature. That doesn't make sense. It's going to trigger immediately anyways. But yeah, I mean, I'll try running it out. They might have a Neonate's Rush to get me good, though. Oh, they didn't. So that wasn't that bad. Of course, I can't block this still. If I do, they simply get to pump. But our Bird Admirer into Ruffian is going to be pretty nice for stopping the aggression from this little 1-drop. Ooh, and that would be a really good sign if they just pump for us. In fact, that would be the ideal scenario, right? Where they just pump, deal 3 to me, and don't follow up. Okay, but they have the Voldaren Ambusher, so it's going to take care of my 2/2. And we'll just slam our 1/4. 1/4 into 2/5 versus the vampires should be pretty good. Yeah, not even attacking, so now it turns immediately into nighttime. That's fantastic for us. We're going to go ahead and snap attack with our 3/5 and then just play a 6/5 out. And this is the biggest thing about the werewolves. If your opponent ever stumbles, you just get so far ahead because of your creature sizes, right? I played a 3-mana 3/5 and into a 4-mana 6/5 in essence. Okay, that's pretty good. Opponent had the reverse bingo in a sense, but that's okay. We're just going to slam our Village Watch here and attack with both our 6/5 and our 5/4. Because remember, this does not have first strike natively. You have to pay for it to gain first strike. So I'm imagining they're... Wow, they didn't trade. They just took it on the chin. I was going to say, they probably trade their 4/5 for my 5/4. But now that they've just taken it, the Light Up the Night is... Or Light Up the... Yeah, oh, sorry, I keep calling this Light Up the Stage. The Light Up the Night now is going to be much more relevant. Yeah. This gives all my other werewolves and wolves trample, so we're going to go with the Tamer. and then swing out. This is so much trample damage, right? That's 18 trample damage coming at them. They could first strike on the pup to negate the trample, but that was kind of brutal. And then we still had to light up the knight to finish things off, because there was going to be very, very little chance they could kill me from that scenario. But anyway, mono red aggro, excuse me, mono red aggro, or at least mono red from what we saw. I'm guessing they're playing black because they're playing the Vampire Matter cards, but I don't think we have much to sideboard versus that, so go ahead and resubmit. Go to game 2. Yeah, another keepable hand, though unexciting. No 1-drop this time from the opponent, which is nice. Yep, and indeed they are red-black. No 1-drop or 2-drop, though. Unfortunately, I'm over here having drawn 2 lands in a row after keeping my 4 landers, so hopefully we can draw like a Bird Admirer here or something. As they have a turn 3 Stinger. That's fine. Wow. That's too bad. This was really going to be the turn we needed to leverage, but sadly 3 lands in a row was not what the doctor ordered. Oh boy. Gisa, huh? Alright, I'm just going to play my 2/2 for 2 and pass, I guess. And what I'm going to do here is probably double block their Gisa when they attack. Hope that they use a removal spell on... Okay, they didn't. Alright, we'll just take it then. I was going to say, double block the Gisa if they attack. Hope they use a removal spell on one, and then I can first strike the Gisa down. I don't think I save the guide, do I? Actually, I guess I do, otherwise they can make it big. Yeah, I'm going to save it. They're dealing 2 damage to it right now, so... Play the watch and pass. So I'm going to need to draw, I guess, light to kill the Gisa, but we're not looking very good right now. I think I'm actually supposed to double block at this point, because that's going to force them to pump, and they only get to kill one of my creatures. So, yeah, they get to eat the guide and get it back later, but I think this is correct. And then they crawled their vampire back. All right. Easy attack for 4 here, because they're getting the Timberland Guide next turn, so they can make Gisa a 5/5, so... Now we just dump our hand. And hope we can win from here. So as it's decayed, it can't block. And indeed, their Gisa is now a 5/5. Oh, I could also draw Burn. Burn the Accursed would be an out to the Gisa. As they have a Diregraph Horde. Okay. Problem is, like, I'm going to pass here to make it night. And then we know they have the 1-drop in their hand, so they're going to be able to double spell real easily. Oh, that was a good draw. Huh. Yeah, okay, so I'm just going to go land here and pass. Flip all my creatures. See what they do. They have a Fangblade Brigand, and now they're probably going to play their Voldaren Stinger, I would guess. Oh, or not. They're only going to play one creature. Okay. So let's go for the burn on the Gisa then. Nice. She is exiled, so they don't get the value back. And surprisingly, drawing another land here was not awful. It gives me double activation of my Lambholt Harrier, but it also gives me double activation of the pup. So now we can just start loading 1/1 counters on things. And like this starts to become relevant. The Death Touch and Trample on the Pestilent Wolf could be very, very good. Now, the biggest concern here is that my opponent's Eviscerator, well, they can pay 5 and give all their creatures +2/+0. So I think we want to put some number of counters on our biggest creatures first. I'm guessing they have a removal spell here. Yeah, so let's spread out the love. I'm going to leave the puppy at a 4/4 because this is going to be the first card they kill anyways. So they have 4 blockers. They can pump this to a 6 power first striker. So I'm going to pass again for now. Tough game. Yeah, the nice thing is, again, my creatures have abilities, so whereas oftentimes when you're just passing with the werewolf deck and not doing anything, you get outclassed so quickly. This time, at least, I'm still able to divvy up counters and whatnot, kind of cast spells in a sense. So they have a Scoundrel. Yeah, they're gonna go wide on me here soon. All right, more counters on the Trampling Death Touch, I think is the plan. We drew a Brigand of our own again. Okay. All right, I mean, 6, 11, 15, 19, 21, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 31 trample damage. But I guess if they block here with first strike, that loses trample. I might have messed up by not putting at least one counter on the pup earlier. No, because they would. No, that would have been a 5. Yeah, shoot. This is a lot of trample damage though, but then if they kill that, that doesn't work very well. So I guess I just attack with the Fangblade here. No blocks. All right, 4 is enough. I'm going to hold up the pump on the pup instead of dealing extra damage immediately, because they can go for something close to a kill here. Remember, their Eviscerator can pump all of their creatures by +2 as well. So this is a close one. I mean, if they go, I guess it would have to be a 2-mana removal spell, but because it's 5 to pump Eviscerator. For the team pump anyway. All right, here we go. So we need to chump this. Try to trade here. Trade here. And I guess block here. This would be taking 4, 8, 9, 10, 2, 4, 6, 8, 18. Oh, maybe I'm just dead. Wait, I can't math. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 16, 17? I don't think I die here. I think they put me to 1, if I'm doing my math correct. Maybe they have something else that can kill me, but at least on the surface of things, this is not going to kill me. Okay. This doesn't trample, right? No. And then I can put a 1/1 counter on this before we die, or before everything goes off. Okay. Do they have a slash? Or did we get them? Pit fighter. That's not good enough, right? They're just dead on board. I team pump and then I single pump. Or I could just play the silver bolt I drew now, but this is lethal. All right. 2/8 power creatures. Oof, managed to pull that one off there. Nice. Wow, yeah, the abilities, like I was talking about during the draft, of the Hound Tamer and the Eviscerator just proving to be so useful there. So, got the first round. Let's see if we can win at least one more. Here we are with round 2 of this Innistrad Midnight Hunt draft. Lost the die roll again, but our hand seems once more reasonable enough, although hopefully we don't draw too many more lands after that first forest draw step. Oh no, is this going to be a red-green mirror? A werewolf mirror? A rare werewolf mirror? A rare wolf mirror, if you will. Okay, no more lands because I've started the game by drawing forest. And I'm going to have a really bad time if we start to draw any more. I'm going to go ahead and just slam the Bramble Armor this turn, smash for 4. Bramble Armor does seem like the perfect card for the werewolf deck. Again, it lets you do something with your mana and transform your werewolves. Although, I wonder how this matchup plays out, where it's wolf versus wolf, you know? Or where, presumably, both players want it to kind of to be knight, but then changing it to knight can benefit your opponent first, it seems, a lot of the time. So this will be an interesting one. I'm not sure how many werewolves they have, of course, but presumably if they're red-green, they do have some amount. What was that? They cast Unnatural Moonrise. Okay, wow. So they went ahead and made it night for me already, and unless they cast another spell here, I'm going to play a 6/5 next turn. They didn't. Looks like they missed a land drop. Okay, so yeah, similar to what I said in round 1. If the werewolf deck does its thing and the opponent even stumbles a teeny bit, like that might just be game over. They made it night for me. I got to play a 4-mana 6/5. They missed a land drop. So even though they're going to have literally 6 more spells in hand than I do, we're just going to, you know, apply too much pressure here. The Harrier ability even coming in handy potentially. I don't think I have any good sideboard versus an opposing werewolf deck, do I? No. I mean, maybe Pestilent Wolf number 2, just because giving it Death Touch could allow it to trade up a lot of the time. Yeah, that might be better than Snarling Wolf. All right. Oh, I can't block anyways since their creature has Menace, but this might be turning on like the 4/3 vampire that gives them 3 mana or something. Yeah, this is one way for them to get back in the game, certainly. Oof, into a slash. And now that's going to flip it back into daytime as well. Very, very good draw for the opponent. They don't have another play, do they? No, okay. And I don't have much of an option here. The only thing I can do, especially with another land draw, in fact, I've drawn 4 forests this game or something. The only thing I can do is equip, attack, and hope I can somehow kill them next turn. Like, technically, I've got an 8-power creature on the board, so... My best draw is probably, what, Hound Tamer? To give it trample. That was brutal, though. The fact that the opponent got to flip while playing 2 spells that last turn. Brutality. That's the worst part of it. We know they have nothing but spells in their hand. Okay. Gonna take 4 there from the Forager. No whammies. And they played a 6/6 Vigilance. Alright, well, I drew a 4/4 Trampler, but it's not really good enough. I don't have much of an option here. I think I have to attack to win, so let's try to attack and try to win. Would have killed them had we drawn Stolen Vitality with them only making that block. I died to basically anything here, so let's cross our fingers and hope they don't have it. Worst part about this is their 6/6 has Vigilance too, so technically they can't get too aggressive. Ooh, maybe they have the punch and they try to 6/6 punch my 4/4. Oh, right, they have Unnatural Moonrise. I knew about that in their graveyard. Well, that doesn't actually kill me. We can trade here. Or rather, block here. Go to 1. Obviously, if they have a pump, I lose, but instead I can go for a pump here, keep my creature alive. Okay. Maybe, hopefully, they don't have a second spell. Because if they don't have a second spell to transform back into day, then they're going to have to trade, and I get in for 4 damage. Damn, they did. All right, back into night it goes, or whether day it goes. And wow! Brutal. Absolutely brutal. Yeah, drew too many lands, and they just drew too many spells. Like, they have more spells in their graveyard, or rather, the same amount of spells in their graveyard as I do drawn in this game, so that should probably do her. Because with the Moonrise in the graveyard, the Trampler on the Dire Strain Brawler is going to be GG no matter how you cut it. I don't think there was much I could do differently this game, right? We played our spells. We went turn 2 Harrier. Oh, interesting. If they don't have red... Okay, I was going to say, if they don't have a red, they can't give this trample anymore. Alright. 9/4 Trampler. They do still need to attack with both their creatures, but looks like they found the play. Good beats. Yeah, need to just draw any spell. Like I said, maybe the Death Toucher can come in this matchup, and the Snarling Wolf can come out. And we'll just run it like that. Go game 2. We'll be on the play here for game 2, and yeah, good looking hand. 2-drop, 3-drop, 3-drop, 4-drop. Not too shabby. We have 3 cards that kind of want it to be nighttime. Ooh, that's actually a fantastic draw step as well. All right. Turn 2 Kessig Naturalist, exactly what we were looking for. Maybe they don't have a 2-drop this turn. If it flips into day or night right now, that's so disgusting. No immolation one time. Nice. Oh, they have a slash. I see. Sure. Well, it's still nighttime, though, which means I get to play a 3-mana 4/4 trample into hopefully a 6/5 next turn with my Ruffian if I can draw a land. That's fine. Land here is big. Boo. I think land there and we might have just like won the game on the spot, but I guess I will play a Vandal of my own. Okay, just gonna make a 4/4 with the Shadow Beast. That's good by me. We drew a Hound Tamer. Not a bad one to draw. So playing the Bramble Armor on the Assailant doesn't really do anything. I could put it on the Vandal and attack with both. That's not terrible. But I think I'm just going to attack with the Assailant. Here, offer the trade for the Beast token, which I assume they're going to take, and then just play out my 4/4. Something like this seems fine. And if they're just going to take it, I'm okay with that probably. That might mean they have a fight effect or something to keep their Beast token there, but not much I really have to combat that anyway. Lambholt Harrier and a pass. Yikes, this is brutal. Alright, well, I mean, they could have any number of combat tricks here, but I don't really have any luxury right now to play around it. I mean, I could just equip the Bramble Armor and pass, I guess, but I think making our Vandal a 4/4 menace is pretty nice here. We'll go ahead and attack with both of these 4/4s, leave back our pup. Seems okay. Because I don't recall seeing a combat trick from them in game 1. Hopefully I'm not wrong. It does feel like they might have something, though, given the fact they didn't trade last turn. Yeah, they did have clear shot for the brutal blowout. And with that, that's going to be game over. Huge 2-for-1. I mean, likely to be game over anyways. Not going to trade. We'll just take 6. Hopefully I don't have too much to follow up. Another Vandal, sure. Did finally find our land. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, I think I have to attack here. Play a 4/5 trampler that can gain first strike. Because they have the Lambholt Harrier, I don't think holding back my creatures makes all that much sense, you know? But we might be able to put a little bit too much pressure on them before they can get around to anything. And this is not too bad for us. Can't block the Menace, but Eviscerator is a huge thorn in their side, I would say. Because they have a Brood Weaver. Double Spell even, okay. And now we're back to dead. Double Spell means they get double ping. If they just make one creature unblockable, let's see, I go block here, and I'm going to take exactly 8 damage. So, no way around it. I just have to play out the Village Watch here and hope that they don't see lethal. But I am for sure dead on board. Good little mirror match, though. Big issue game 1. I just flooded out. Game 2, well, they had good removal, and I did not. Turns out removal is quite good. Clear shot 2 for winning me was brutal, of course. I did stumble on mana a little bit, but I don't think that was the issue necessarily. So, at least this game was more interactive, even though we're getting beat down hard. There's always the hope the opponent misses it, though. No guaranteeing that they find it, although it looks like they are going to activate the Lambholt. Yep, all right. Can't block, smash them all in. And that's a good game. Can block 2, take 8 exactly. Good beats. GG's, let's try to get a 2-1, round 3. And here we are for the third and final round. We did win a die roll this time, and ooh, what is this hand? Pretty awkward, but I'm going to give it a try. We are internally screaming that, internally hoping, and maybe soon screaming, that if they have any removal, we lose. But first step, let's draw land number 3. Let's start with that first. Let's draw land number 3, and then we can go from there. Or we don't, and maybe that won't matter anyways. Looks like we're playing against the red-black vampires. Definitely going to trade. They still get a trigger here. Hopefully they don't have anything impressive, just another perforator. We did find land number 3. All right, play out the tamer. Trading is so awkward when I have double stolen vitality, but I just don't think I can afford not to. Spell Rune Painter, sure. Oh, they are going to eat live. Okay, that's okay. If they 2-for-1 themselves, that's good for us. Yeah, too risky to block, even if they don't have anything. Blood Thief, good, good. Land, and let's just light up the night on the Thief. And I'm not blocking, so we might as well attack. They might not have anything, but... I mean, the awkward thing is, versus red-black, they have so many cards that, that do care about having dealt damage, but... And this is just really, really awkward now, because if they do go for the Eaten Alive on the Vandal, then I have all these dead combat tricks. So we're really hoping that they don't draw a land here. Okay, fantastic. Get to block, go for Stolen Vitality on defense. This gives it +3/+1 in first strike. Nice, that worked out well. So they have Eaten Alive and 3 unknown cards in their hand. We need to push while we can. Let's slam the 5/4 haste, bash in for 7. And if they don't draw a land here, then they're going to have to sacrifice their Elementalist to kill my 5/4. But between the Vandal and the pump spells and the burn, they're actually really close to dead. So, for example, if they just go attack for 2 and then Eaten Alive my village, which I assume is what they're going to do here, then next turn, I'm going to double pump my Brimstone Vandal. Hit them for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 from the Vandal, triggering it back to day. And then maybe we can find one more land, or rather, one more creature of theirs to burn for lethal. I guess even better would them be casting another creature in addition to the Eaten Alive, because then I don't have to worry about a card like Defenestrate killing my Vandal after I've gone for double pump on it. But I think they would have done that if they had it already, right? Oh, they had Cathartic Pyre. Okay. Well, you know what? Snarling Wolf works just as well. Blood Tithe Collector as a 3/4, that's fine. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That would put him to 6. So let's just burn that. Attack for 1. Damn, and they had... Oh, okay, Immolation was going to kill it anyways. Just need to find another creature here. Before they can put a little bit too much pressure out. If I draw another land, I guess it depends if they have a follow-up creature this turn, but that's a problem. All right, I need a creature this turn. That will work. 6/6 Vigilance. Give it Trample. We might win next turn. No! no! Ardent getting back eaten alive. Ah. And they're for sure going to cast it this turn and hit me for 6. Damn. Damn, damn, damn. So close yet so far. Okay, well, I'm not technically dead, I guess. They can hit me down to 1. I can block this. Okay. Did they mess up? I think they maybe thought that was going to give extra counters. So obviously I have to block that. Give my creature +2/+2. That doesn't matter. Yeah. GG's. Good beats. All right. Well, again, we stumbled on land a little bit there, so that was the biggest issue. Yeah, they're just red-black vampires. They've got some removal and recursion, but honestly not too bad for us considering. I might want to cut one of the pump effects for just like another Pestilent Wolf, something to block early, since they do have a low curve. But other than that, I think we can leave in the rest. All right, game 2 here of the final round. Pretty good hand on the play. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we will start. Sure. I will still attack you for 1. And then I will play my 2/2. We can block the Stinger for this turn. What was that? Oh, foul play on my Pestilent Wolf. That's fine. Yeah, attack for 1 since we're not blocking. Play out the Hound Tamer. It's actually really surprising how much work the Evil Darren Stinger does. It's just so hard to block. And it enables all of those darn cards, you know? Yeah, where damage matters. But I think all I can do here is just try to race. As they put the counter on the Stinger, okay. Well, get to attack with both. Play out my Ruffian. 2/5 here is ginormous. Oh, they have a second foul play? Yikes. That is disgusting. And a Cathartic Pyre. Alright, well, 3 removal spells, and I guess we're dead. Gross. Yeah, great draw from the opponent. What did we learn today? Maybe werewolves aren't the place to be. Yeah, we're just so far behind here. Still just can never block this Stinger, which means they're continuously getting counters from the Blood Thief. I guess the biggest issue was me just not having removal. These last couple of games, my opponents have had removal and I haven't. And that was the swinging factor, right? Because you can just imagine, if I had killed the Stinger, well, they don't really get to pop off nearly as hard. We'll make the free block on the 2/2. Sure. Very nice. Make a 3/3. And, I mean, I guess what I can do here is just pass. Make my Shredder a 3/5 and hold up the pump ability here. And then maybe they won't be able to punch through very easily. If they attack with a Stinger, I can double block, for example. Both of these creatures can trade with the Outlaw, or rather block the Outlaw. Biggest problem is they still have a ton of pressure on the board and double clue for extra resources. I think the Werewolves deck can be good, but I just needed more of the fight effects. More duel for dominance, or if we're lucky, clear shot, or any of the instant speed red burn spells would have been fantastic too. But we didn't get any slashes, no pyre. We did get one burn, but that's 5 mana, burn the accursed. All right, slam a 6/6 here. They must have something in their hand because they didn't crack the clue last turn. All right, so they're just holding up Rush and hoping I tapped out. That's fine. Okay, Perforator. Can they double spell? Oh, they have an Eaten Alive again. Yeah, so opponent drew 5 removal spells and 4 creatures. Very nice. Great draw. So they're going to pass the turn here, flip my Werewolf. I guess they could attack with everything if they wanted to. I don't even think that would be bad for them. I might have actually done that if I were them. Can't really win from here, though. All right, good beats. GG's. Well, this was a test, so I didn't draft what was necessarily open or the best colors. Kind of wanted to try to do the werewolf deck and see how it played out, and I think our deck ended up okay. Like I said, we needed some more burn spells. So I did have like a couple instant speed effects, tricks, but they're nowhere near as good as removal here, of course, right? Because, yeah, if your opponent kills your creature, well, then it just completely negates your pump effects, and then you can't kill theirs. So if these Stolen Vitalities and Might of the Old Ways had been, say, slashes or something, I think our deck would have ended up pretty good. And it did play out well a couple of times, you know, where we got to pass with, like, the pup open and pump up some stuff. But let this be a lesson. Not necessarily in this color pairing, but don't force something in draft. So thanks for watching this Midnight Hunt draft, and I will see you guys back next week. Thanks for watching.